Hello, hello, welcome, welcome. Welcome to Freaky Friday. Welcome, welcome, guys. Let's go, let's go. All right, what are we doing right now? We're up 0.30% on the daily time frame. So I think for Freaky Friday, we most probably will be looking at some potential buy scenarios over here. So let's see if we can get stuck in. And do a little bit of analysis now. We do seem to be getting some decent volume as well. It doesn't seem like a Friday which is gonna range. It seems like a Friday where we're gonna have some kind of a push. So that's what I'm waiting for. Here, let's go on to the daily. So the daily, yeah, definitely the daily is setting up some kind of almost inverted head and shoulders play over here. So if you look at the daily, we have this left shoulder, potential right shoulder, head, right shoulder right here. This also that fake out, boom, 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 come down, retraced, long rejection wick. Yeah, right now it looks like we could move up on the daily. The daily is still kind of fresh. It's only up 0.35% daily change. And we have this much room to keep moving up here. It's like 660 pips. So we haven't had much movement throughout Asia. We haven't had much movement London. So that means most likely that volume should be coming in the next time of high volume, which is going to be pre-New York right now and New York Open, right? So don't feel like I've really missed out on much today so far. We're probably going to be targeting around 4100 psychological. That's most likely going to be the target here. 4100. So that's what I'm going to be mainly looking at. 4100. That's going to be the target for the day. To go here like that's going to be the daily target right there. Anticipating buys, price to move up. So yeah, the 4 hour is also looking at this point. We're getting some kind of a break above structure right over here. So we just broke above 4 hour highs. That's our 4 hour resistance. So we just cracked the 4 hour resistance. That's another confluence. A pretty good confluence for price moving up. Also breaking above that 8 SMA. Right over here, we got clean traffic. At least it was like 4100 and upward to like 4130. And what else, Chad? What else do we see? Break below support. Right here, what else do we see? Previous range being filled. Nice little break and retest. Break, retest, price fill the range on the 4 hour time frame. Here on the left hand side, you can see that's that support. Correct? Broke the support, broke, retest, came down, boom, boom, boom. Shot back up. So what this becomes now is that going to be like a fake out. Potential fake out as we anticipate price to move up to fill this area. So I would say like that's gonna be the 4 hour, a little bit of 4 hour analysis over here. You can see that inverted maybe as well here on the 4 hour too. Not as clean, but you know, overall the market's still just ranging. Of course, this is a higher time frame. It's gonna take a while for us to genuinely break out of this area here. So for me, I'm thinking like, again, if we've like come to the bottom of the lows right here, most likely, or we hit this area here. This is more towards the highs of the range. We came down to the bottom. We're seeing this as a demand zone. So we got a pretty big demand area right down here. So we're essentially at that demand zone after hitting resistance. So you also have that resistance all the way up here. So we just came from the resistance zone, correct? We just came from rejecting the highs right there, and it's come back down here. So I'm thinking like it doesn't always got to come all the way into the demand zone. Sometimes it'll like stop here and then still even manage to have a push upwards. So I am anticipating that price is going to do something like this and then maybe move on towards like 4100 at this point. So that's going to be like the quick breakdown there on the HTF. Pretty straightforward, I would say. Going to come down onto the 1 hour time frame. Also see that 1 hour is looking pretty good here. I really like the ranges that we had to the upside this morning as well. Like took a buy here this morning. Look at this thing. Still freaking running. Looked like it just came to retest that entry point, which is a high confluence zone one time right here. Imagine, look at that. Right to the T where my entry was. Where we essentially took the buy this morning, anticipating that range was going to get filled right over here by like 40.32. So once we start breaking about 40.32, that next target obviously going to be right here. That's going to be that next clean level of resistance after filling, like when it's going to fill that range. So it ended up filling that range quite nicely. Ended up taking that buy situation right over here. It's a pretty clean move. So that's what we're looking at right now here. Boom, tapped, and still continue to push onwards. So I was thinking maybe like on Fridays, and I was talking, I think, who was I talking to about this? I think it was Frankie on Instagram. On Fridays, just holding trades would be nice. Like at least just one day out of the week to just hold a trade. So we'll see. It's tempting. You know, whenever price goes in your favor, it's so tempting to secure something. So it's hard to hold. It's hard to hold. So I might end up just securing something. Let's see, but hopefully get like maybe like 4%. I'm gonna aim for like maybe 4%. If I can get stuck in properly. Nice little breakout that we had there too. Once it started to break below this support area, man, loads of freaking volume come out of that distribution. And then nice little breakout down here. Oh, so clean. This was more towards like the Asia time, so couldn't have caught it. I couldn't have caught this one here. It's when I actually woke up and price kind of like corrected that move too. Because, you know, we still had like sellers within that zone as well. We still had selling activity from here to retest into that area. Because remember, the market's not going to leave you in profit for too long, correct? Like here you can see, for example, right here, price came. Boom. Beautiful payout. But if you overstay your welcome, then this is going to happen. Then you're going to get fake back, right back up. But I think in this scenario here for the morning's trade, it already kind of balanced that area out because I see the market did come back to kind of like shake out the rest of the positions before moving up. You can also tell by that long wick. It's pretty long wick that we had here. It looked like it just had one motive. Now we're pushing up parabolically at this point, still creating new higher highs and what's that, higher lows. So overall, this has been the trend, right? Getting higher high here. Do higher high. So if we are creating new higher highs at this point, what's the probability do you think that price is going to do something like this? We gotta have some seriously good confluence to anticipate a potential sell that's gonna look something like this, right? And then it's gonna kind of look and take out these levels right here. Got level here, level here, level here, crack that zone, and then come and retest like 40.32. Clean traffic on the 5 minute off this level. But for right now, I still think that price has a better shot at just moving upwards. So we're just gonna stick with the trend at this point. I think that would possibly be the best shot since, you know, again, we said the 4 hour here. Still pretty clean. Smooth sailing on the 4 hour, the 1 hour as well. We got some pretty smooth sailing over here as well, starting to break above. It's just like being a doji here because these are times of lower volume, right? This is more, I think, like London open right here. You see a London open volume push, and then it's starting to like die out slightly. Then we're starting to get a little bit of doji candles on the hourly, but I anticipate that volume should be coming back soon. Yeah, that volume should be coming back quite soon. So let me see. Let me investigate. Let's open up these zones again. Let's look at this level. Here to here. So we have a range of around, was it like 65 pips? Just getting some orders in. So I anticipate the next candles are going to attempt to break out of this area such as this. And then distribute to the upside. So that's what I would typically love to see. And that means that we're all in line and we're all good to go. See how the order flow is at the moment. Pretty decent, man, like 130. Not too much. Not too much going on. A little slower activity for now. So let's wait and see if we can get a little bit of volume pick up there a little bit more. Well, we got our next cumulative zone right here. Anticipating a bullish continuation. So fix the spelling on that. Cumulative. Let me try to drink more water as we wait for the setup right here. Been a good flow so far, I would say. Like even this move right here, there's a small little move right here with some little liquidity grabs at the downside. So that's something I would like to keep a tab of, the liquidity grabs to the downside, and see how I can use that as confluence for price to keep moving up. See, this range here was around how much, like 40 pips. Pretty decent move. Pretty good range that is right here. So you can see how it's nicely kind of like valleyed out, like this little box over here, because that's my favorite type of structure. It's like the same thing that happened right here too. Let me try and zoom out a bit more. So you can see it right here. Same thing that pretty much happened over here as well. Big push down, accumulation right there. We got a small accumulation right here. Also got some nice liquidity grabs too on the downside here. Right there, another little liquidity grab situation right below here. Boom, boom, boom. And then pushed up. So what we had here. Now this one is like slightly different. I would say like this one's more like evening out. It's kind of like flattening out a little bit more. Which to me sometimes, you know, considering that the hourlies are kind of lowering in volume, you can see how like pushing up and then closing like doji right here. So that to me typically shows that it's lowering in volume potentially, because, you know, we just had like 3 white soldiers and then another couple bullish candles following this like pretty big move over here. So that could be a chance. That little doji, little indecision in the market could be a sign of a potential rollover. Maybe like a small push to the downside before a continuation back up. So that's something that I should keep an eye on. SMA is holding nicely there on the 8, on the 15. We got that 8 SMA on the 15 holding like as what we call that dynamic support. So that's going to be on the 15, I think on the 30. Yeah, pretty much from the 15 and above. We got nice dynamic support. We got a potential inception move right over here. Or like, should we say inception? No, I think this is going to be more of like a continuation. We got a continuation because we are currently in momentum right now. We are currently in momentum right now. So since we're moving up, so I would say like that would be like a continuation. Right over here, new higher highs, moving up. So you can like put on even a trend line on this thing. You're probably gonna see, you got like maybe something like that. Not sure what pattern that is. I don't use trend lines, but yeah, it's definitely moving up. What else? Maybe investigate like 1 minute, because essentially that's where we want to get like a sniper entry, right? Because on the 5 minutes, pretty clear. You can even refine the zone a bit better on the 5 minute. It's pretty clear that we're just kind of hovering for a moment now within a what's that, like 64 pip range. Pretty clear. So I'm gonna see maybe if I can get stuck in a little bit sooner. If something can set up like maybe here or maybe down here. Maybe we're gonna have like a push first to the downside and then shoot back right up. That would be a nice play. And the good thing about a move like this is because it's already within like this range, is if you get stuck in, let's say like get a retracement and get like a nice setup down here, this is a beautiful runner. This is gonna be a bomber cloud trade basically. It's gonna be a bomber cloud trade. Because now it's not only gonna be breaking the smaller cumulative zone, but it's also going to be breaking the high, or going to be targeting these highs. Because we should be seeing buying volume come in as soon as we start to break back above these highs here. It's gonna be like 40.63, and we should be seeing a pretty good decent push. Yeah, so I think that's gonna be awesome. But I don't know if I'm gonna hold. Like, I kind of want to have a little bit of a good position, you know. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna hold too long. Yeah, I'll just take it. I don't think I'm gonna hold. I'll just take it. It's a Friday. Don't want to ruin it on Friday. Rather accumulate profit if possible. Nice little breakout. You see, essentially what I'm explaining to you, what's happening there or potentially happening there, is kind of like the same situation here. Correct? Because you see, like, price came down like that, boom, and then got it like at the lows. So if I get stuck in like at the lows, nice little liquidity grabs, confluence right there too. Then you see once I break the highs, gonna give a good potential for a continuation to the upside. So a little something like this I think would be nice. We even got like a pretty good crossover here, that A cross at 50. A cross at 50 right on the entry point. Right here once I break the high. Very nice confluence. Very nice confluence. Yeah, I got some minor liquidity grabs in there. So you see, the thing about the 1 minute is like very detail oriented. So if you find yourself as a detail oriented person generally, I think like you're gonna find a lot of clues on the lower time frames. Like a tiny liquidity grab here, so you can see like pretty long wick. As well as a long wick taking out levels, that kind of gives it away. I think a little bit of volume starting to come in too. It may want to start pushing somewhat closer to the New York session, most probably. So I'm gonna keep an eye on this. I see we have like 5-minute rejections as well, and SMA is holding currently. We got a bit of dynamic support going on here. Could be a pretty nice move. The thing I like about Fridays is the weekly candlestick pushing. We're getting that weekly candlestick as it's approaching its closure. We're gonna get some volume. They're gonna see like weekly close volume. As people are either keying in positions, waiting for the weekend, some news to drop potentially, or just trying to get better entries, or people closing out positions as we're heading to the end of the week. So that's why I love like weekly closes, right? So far, it looks like it is a good Freaky Friday. Let me see. I'm using ScopeMarkets. I'm noticing their spreads are increasing, or is it only me? We got what? 3 spread right now? Yeah, I mean, it could be something to do with also it being the end of the week, but let me see. On my end, I'm getting yeah, about like maybe 2.5. It's a little bit wide right now. Should be able to come down. $2.3. I'm getting. It should be able to come down. I thought yours was 1.8. Yeah, but you see the thing with the spread, it doesn't always stay the same. It's gonna fluctuate. Even 0 pip spreads, when they offer on a raw account 0 pip spreads, it's usually something more like 0.8, 0.5, sometimes even 1 and above. Let's see if we got any news. Let's see. Friday. Doesn't seem like we got anything today. Retail sales for the pound. We got some euro folders here, orange folders. Yeah, this is looking pretty good. There's nothing. No news. No news. We're done with news for the day. Awesome. No more news. No news. Only 3 real viewers? Yes. Shout out to the 3 real viewers. Let's go. Hey, they're not bots. There's the people who just don't text. They don't what do you call it? They don't send comments. I'm like them when I watch other people. Sometimes I like to watch people, but I'm not gonna like comment. It's okay. We all know why we're here. That's the important thing. We'll get comments in the future when I start showing Lamborghini. But for now, let's just focus on building a good trading what do you call, like a good trading foundation in terms of, you know, just education. You know, I think that's the most important thing. That's what you always focus on. Remember, we spoke about this yesterday as well. Like, it keeps you numb. The more you focus on education, like, you're able to just always keep going and going and going a lot further. Because at the end of the day, for everybody, it's just you versus you. It doesn't matter what you're doing in your life. It's always just you versus you. Whether you're training in the gym, or you're trading. So as long as you're moving at the right direction, the universe is going to give you the result for the effort that you're putting in. Right? So what we're doing here is we're like sharpening each other's swords. So I'm sharpening your sword in terms of like trying to understand a different trader perspective on markets. And as I'm doing that, as I'm teaching you, I'm also sharpening my sword in terms of like trying to get myself into like not to be so lazy, because it's quite easy to be lazy, especially when you're just doing trading by yourself. It's very easy to be lazy because you already kind of know what you're looking for. So you don't want to push yourself too much in terms of like seeing the overall market structure, because you know you get to a point where you just want to like follow your playbook and take your trade according to the playbook. But I think it's quite important to always get like a good idea of where the market came from and how it's heading and how that structure is being built. Overall, it just makes you into a much sharper trader. And yeah, I mean, like also if it wasn't for the streams, to be honest, like it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be able to be raking in like 40% monthly PNL. So being on the stream is also like important for me to keep pushing my limits as well. Because like, trust me, when you trade by yourself, sometimes it just feels you get too comfortable. That's the word. You get too comfortable. So now we're going to keep pushing the limits and seeing what we can do over here, especially now we're trading with the order flow. I see here we're starting to see a little bit of seller aggression coming in. And that's what I mean, because the previous hourly candlesticks are reducing in size. So for me, that looks like we're starting to reduce volume a little bit there too. Let me see. I'll change this back like this. And NY session, what's your view? I'm thinking my retrace. I'm thinking something like this. Probably like push down like this because of that low volume. But unless we break the high, then we're gonna move up, you know. But we gotta break above. We gotta break above here, 40.64. You know, the thing about trading is like you want to have wicks broken to confirm momentum. You want to have wicks broken to confirm momentum. That's what you want to have. So right now it's kind of like 50-50 within this zone. See what time it is. 7:30. All right, volume should be coming in here soon. So I just got to keep being patient, keep waiting, and then see. Because I think also like break below here, depending on when it breaks. If it breaks now below here, I think that's going to be a liquidity grab. Especially at this time. Most likely going to do something like this. And then come back up and break the highs. But if it breaks, let's say during that New York Open, then it's most likely going to try and push a little bit more. Because volume will be coming in. Then you gotta leave like a big wick behind. So that actually, if that happened, that would be a lot better. If we have something like this, leave like a big wick behind, and then keep pushing up. Then we'll have that liquidity grab confluence right here, and then yeah, that'll be good. We don't have any psychological marks that we're in right now, so we don't have that. We're just by like, what is that, like 40.56, 40.66 range, trading right below 40.70. But that's my target though. I don't know where that line went, but we're looking at 45, 4100 overall from this area here. That's our daily target. And it's going to be around 364 pips away. But you see, it's not too far away because the daily change is only plus 0.27. Yeah, 0.27. So we haven't had like much of a bull run yet. So we're going to have an additional... Oh, I think I removed that metric, but... So I think you double click it, change in pips, change in percent. Yeah, 0.88. So by the time we're getting there, we should be 1.15% daily change. Right? So that will still give us even more room to move up of that daily, of that weekly close. But if we investigate the weekly, let's see what the weekly will do. Weeklies, yeah, I mean, like, weekly's already been to those highs by like 41.65. So I feel like that would be the closest point. Like, I think for the buyers right now, for them, it's important to hold. It's important for them to hold that 4,000 psychological mark right here. And for the sellers, 4,100. So that's going to be like very important zone that we're hovering in between these two levels before the weekly candle closes. So I think it'll be quite like what do you call, like an appetizing idea for, because the buyer's surely going to take 4K, for them to try and take the 4,100 and try and push up towards that level. So that's why we're waiting for those fireworks. Those fireworks that are going to come in during that New York time. Most probably New York. I also got nice rejections here and everything. But you know, the issue is why it's going to be difficult for them is because macro fundamentally right now, gold should be moving down. Yeah, macros are pointing to a bearish gold. So what this could be is even a potential pricing in. You got a potential pricing in right over here. So is price gonna move up like this, create that structure, and then move down? So those are the two things that I'm looking at as well, like a fake out below here to move up, break the highs, or this could have all just been a pricing in, considering the rate hikes in September. All right, with the rate hikes in September, yeah, we should probably be seeing like even maybe that 4,000 level getting cracked by sometime next week. It's just today there were no sell confirmations, only buys, so you can't also get too married to like a certain idea. Like I personally wanted to take sells. I personally want to take sells this morning, but there were no sells. So, you know, what are you going to do? You got to take a sell when price is moving up. Doesn't make any sense. So ended up just taking a buy. But that's what I think should actually, overall in the higher time frame space, be the case for gold. Is to move down. But yeah, so far for Freaky Friday, we're moving up. You can see what oil is doing. Oil is moving down. Holy. Yeah, oil is already down like about 3%. So if oil is down 3%, that's also going to be a negative correlation with gold. So gold technically should be moving up today. It should technically be moving up today. God, this is exactly what I would be thinking on gold since we pushed up with low volume, like something similar like this to happen. Like, because it's also accumulating and then like start breaking the lows to pull down. This is just the oil daily continuation. But I feel like for gold to keep moving up would be nice to at least see some kind of like a push down first. Hopefully it does that not within the next 20 minutes, but... Or like, sorry, like within the next 20 minutes would be better before the new hourly opens. So just to avoid any kind of market open fake outs. Any potential, like yesterday, it was a kind of tricky day, but it was still pretty good. But we were getting a confirmation right there by the market open. So sometimes you got to get like a little bit of a fake out situation. But yeah, I think it was still pretty nice trade. pretty nice trade. Let me see the news. Gold gains as oil pulls back. The investors monitor Mid-East developments. Gold below 4,100. You see like that's the target right here. 4,100 is Fed tightening prospects weigh on outlook. That's what I mean. Like I don't know if we're actually going to get 4,100 because of this main reason right here. Is the rate hikes in September. That's like, you know, that's if it moves up, awesome. Because like the way oil is moving right now, it's really being a good negative correlation. If it moves up, that would be the daily target. If it moves down, daily target can also be like, I would say, let's just say like 4K for now. It's pretty far away though. But yeah, those are definitely the two main levels. As you can see, like that range, correct? You can see like pretty important range here on the HTF. Pretty important range there. But we'll see. It's kind of been creeping up today so far. So there's probably a lot of like orders, a lot of liquidity. Liquidity sitting here, a lot of liquidity sitting here, a lot of liquidity sitting here too. So it's probably gonna like target these levels and just have like a chance to have some kind of like something like this, for example, like what happened right here. Come down and then restructure again if you like want to move up. Oops. So yeah, something like that would be happening up here. And if, hey, look at that. Look how nice that will be too. See that selling pressure? So we are definitely still seeing some sort of sell activity in the market today. If you see such a big candle like that on the 5-minute, that was even during that Asia, pre-London. Because we've just been moving up since the London, basically. Since London, we're moving up. So we're bound to have, like, eventually we're bound to have like a move come down, like a big move come down. It's bound to happen, right? Like price just can't keep going up directly. So we'll keep monitoring it. But you know, if it moves up, if it gives me like liquidity grab over here, I will still take the buy. Because we're not here to speculate like what it should do. We're here to trade like what it is doing. So let's see. I think right now it's trying to break below 40.57. We got about like 20 more minutes. Trying to break below 40.57 area there. I can see also with the 1 hour, it's kind of creeping. It's creating that resistance. You see that little creeper right here? It's looking at this range. You can see on the left-hand side, right? That's the same reason how my buy this morning played out beautifully. It's just like the whole idea is we had such a clean range. So, you know, the same principle gonna apply here as well. We also have a really good range to move down. Oh, I keep missing the eraser tool there. Yeah, but look at this. This is pretty awesome here. Because look, what if we just decide right now for the New York, we're just gonna dump. Literally what we did yesterday, right? So if you look at yesterday's trades, we took a sell somewhere like around this like New York session time over here, just as the New York session was opening on the hourly. We got involved in like a sell here, right? And look what happened for the rest of New York yesterday. Price just completely melted down. Right? We just continue. I don't even think that entry got retested. We took like right here. We had a nice little SMA crossover in there too. Doesn't seem like got retested. You see this? Still didn't get retested. Just came down. Just continued to bleed for up until today. Just continue to bleed. So that's why I'm still anticipating this like overall outlook on price. So you see, the closer we're getting into that New York session open, that overall outlook for gold to come down as oil moves up. So I think like that we might even have the move already happening right now. That's the thing. You see, like this one came in like later. That one came in during New York session open, but this one's coming in already slightly a bit earlier. But you can see it like on the 5-minute better. Down you could see better on the 1 minute, but you see that on the 5 minute a bit more clean because the ranges are big. Again, it's like 70 pips, but it's starting to break below. Clean range on the hourly. You also got, I think on the 30 you got like some speed bumps though. By 40.53, by 40.48, a couple more speed bumps. Is at 15 minute got some speed bumps. But I like the little head and shoulders pattern on the 15 though too. Right here, left shoulder and right shoulder. So that volume also being aided with the SMA. So we're no longer having the bullish SMA. So SMA is kind of more holding. But we can just remove that for now. Yeah, SMA holding down the 15 beautifully. On the 30 minute, still fighting the 30 minute. Stuck in between the 5 minute too. So that's why I removed the SMAs, because I know since we've been bullish for the most part, like we're most likely going to be tapping into some speed bumps as it's coming down. So we got like 50 more minutes till the hourly open. You see, that's what I mean. Like this is gonna be very interesting here to see if this has been the genuine move or the genuine distribution, the start to the downside, or if we're gonna have some more like that happen where it comes down and then shoots back up. Yeah, now it's getting real interesting. Now it's starting to get real interesting. Also, I say with the order flow here, sellers are coming in heavy. 1.6 mil. What SMAs am I using? You can download them in the description box. Free TFX SMA. We're gonna call this a giveaway candle. So it's gonna give us a much better idea of where the market wants to go here soon. Giveaway candle. What are we gonna do? Yeah. I think like the next zone for the sellers would be at least maybe like 40-50 if we really want to squeeze in a sort of like a target, because we do definitely got like 30-minute support areas down there. We do have 30-minute support areas down here that we could tap into, but we're looking for like a rounded number here. We're like 40-50, which is about 50 pips away. 50 pips away. So I think like that's what maybe the seller's gonna be looking at. Let me see if that lines up. Let's see. 15 doesn't really line up with the structure there. But yeah, because it got speed bumps anyway. I think the cleanest point will just be below like at least like 40-48, where this previous move was right here. 40-48. By the time we're getting down there, I would think like the New York session bias could be locked in. Because right now, the New York session bias is not really locked in, right? But I think once we start coming down here, most probably just going to do something like this. Because of the market environment we're in, like you see, like every day we had a different sort of we always gonna look and see what kind of a market environment we're in. You know, like something like this, man, that would be so nice. If we just hopped onto the chart right here for this session and then just had something like this, man, it's pretty nice. Usually these type of ones, I'm expecting some kind of pullbacks, right? If we don't have the continuation, I'll be expecting some kind of pullbacks because of the structure. All these supports that have been formed right here. And all that liquidity sitting below them. So you see, we didn't get the continuation. It didn't break the high. It kind of like broke the lows here. So we're getting a rollover. Price potentially rolling over. Remember what's giving this away? It's an hourly time frame. That's kind of giving this away. It's those smaller candle closes like this. See this? Couple rejection wicks at resistance point. That's kind of giving it away. That volume, especially on this candle right here. Especially on that candle right here. That volume is decreasing. For the move up. So yeah, I think that's gonna be a pretty good move if it sells. But I would need to wait for some kind of like a re-entry. I need some kind of a re-entry. I need a little bit more structure. Oops, let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go back. Goldie. Oh, ready. Gotta hit back. Gotta get back in the gym next week. Man, I took like a month off gym. I took a month off gym. But I've still been losing weight, which has been my goal. I think I'm at like 67 kg right now. I kind of want to get down to like 60, 65. And then just kind of build lean muscle up. But it feels weird. Man, muscle's gonna be sore 100% next week. Oh, holy. I got a kid's body now. Look at this. Look at how much weight I lost. Insane. Insane. Bro, I was so much big. Let me see if I can find a video on my phone. I was so much bigger just like 4 months ago. But you know, the whole idea was to lose the weight. The whole idea was just to lose that weight. From 84, what was it, like 83 kg. Now I'm like 67. All right, let's see. We got about like 7 more minutes. 7 more minutes. How do you get ExoChart? You just go on Google, you type in ExoChart, and then just follow the Google. What I do to lose weight? I just ate less calories and moved more. And ate enough protein as well at the same time. Like I was doing a body recomposition, so not just completely stopping to eat, but like trying to maintain the muscle as well. So just eat like less calories, but hit your protein targets. The thing about losing weight is like you got to keep your macros in check, because you don't want to lose weight unhealthily. You know, you don't want to have too little fat. You don't want to have too little carbs. You know, you don't want to do it like unhealthily, because you end up binge eating. A lot of people just end up putting it back on after like a couple of weeks or a month. Yeah, you just need a calorie deficit, you know. That's it. That's it. Eat less, move more. It takes time, but it happens. Just move in the right direction. That's just like anything in life, you know. If you're doing things correctly, you might not see it in the beginning, but it will happen. The results will come. All right, so this is starting to show us. This is starting to show us now the push down here. So you see that's kind of like the giveaway. There's kind of giveaway area here. So we might be even seeing a bearish New York again, like yesterday too. You know who I'm kind of looking for inspiration right now is this crazy guy, Samuel Anuha. This guy makes like what, 50 mil drop shipping a month. 50 mil drop shipping a month, but man's ripped. Man is ripped. Yeah, look at this man. Goals. Goals. We're getting there. We just gotta do it right. You only gotta get lean once in your life. That's it. Just get lean once in your life. Whatever you're gonna build on top of that is just gonna be muscle. But if you already have like a lot of fat, no matter how much like work you're doing, so I feel like it's harder to get this kind of a lean. Because I tried it. I put on like muscle. I was huge. But I still couldn't get rid of the fat. So I was like, man, I gotta go back to the drawing board. I gotta erase all of that and then build it up again. Should be afraid to start over. You know, you just gotta get your foundations right and then just do it properly. The same way in trading, you know, just keep what you know, because whatever I learned during that time was also valuable information I can still use on the come up, right? Still valuable. You don't throw it away. Just the same way as like in trading. All you've been getting is just valuable information, but sometimes you might have to relearn. Go back to the drawing board and then start applying with the good habits and the good information that you had. Then you're gonna build that. You're gonna get it. Nothing should ever stand in the way. How much time we got? 4 more minutes. Let me go back on the 5. Here we're starting to break below support. All right, so I see on the 5 minute, let's just clean up this analysis here for now. Because I see on the 5 minute, there's a small range here that we're trying to get through. From here to here. This is what, like 18? Only like 18 pips, but it's something. It's something. Yeah, he was drugged in Mykonos. I saw that video. Wild. Walking around all naked and stuff. That's what happens when you're rich and you have no friends, no good friends. Just because you have money doesn't mean that you're gonna have good company. Because I don't see like how that can happen. Like, I don't understand how that can happen. But it is what it is. How much time we got? Like, yeah, we got. All right, let's go over to the order flow here for a minute. Starting to see nice orders coming in. We're down 2.5 mil on the footprint. Distributing from the consolidation. 5 minute just looks so much cleaner. The Anuha brothers, Ruben and Samuel. Thinking whether we get like a break below here. Holy! Holy! This is volume. Sheesh! Back into that consolidation here. This is that volume. See how it's kicking up right now? Whoa! Damn, Daniel. So what? We still getting the fake out back into the range, back above that area right here. Are we gonna see a bullish continuation? Is the question at this point. Damn, Daniel. So you see, that's still like that's why we say like those market opens can sometimes give the, like those fake outs, those fake out situations. I'm thinking maybe we still see like a break back above there, and like potential buy above here. Gonna get like a new 5-minute open in a bit. Whoa, man, that's crazy. In just 2 minutes, we had a candlestick do like 100 pips. A 100 pips. In 2 minutes. This 1 minute candle here did like around 70 pips. Oh, this is gonna be a big move. This is gonna be a big move. This is gonna be a big move, I feel. The way it's already acting right here on that New York Open is a really good sign. There's a really good sign here. The thing is, like, Delta is not too impressive at the moment for the sell. Just needs to increase. This could be a potential liquidity grab here. It's lifting me higher. I think that spike might have been a liquidity grab. That was the hourly highs as well being formed. Hourly highs. We might just be getting the macro follow through. The macro outlook follow through. We've also created a little bit of a head and shoulders here. This will be the right shoulder volume potentially. This 5 minutes is really ripping down. It's got about like 2 minutes for the 5-minute closure. Because that 5 minutes slightly bit extended at this point, coming down like 58 pips. Maybe a ceasefire was reached. A ceasefire? I think this war is going to be going on for the rest of the year here. The way that I've been seeing it playing out, it just doesn't seem like it's gonna end anytime soon. Yeah, like we'll see, whatever. As Trump rolls out the, you know, the thing with Trump is he changes his mind every second day. You know, from peace to war, peace to war, peace to war. But what we do know for a fact is if there was no war going on right now, the only catalysts we're gonna have are gonna be the rate decisions, the interest rates, right? I don't think Russia-Ukraine, that's still going on, but it doesn't seem to be driving the markets too much anymore. So maybe if there was no war also, we'd be paying more attention to Russia-Ukraine. But you see, it's just all set up like this. Every year, there's always going to be like a catalyst which can help drive us throughout the whole year towards rate decisions. So this year has been the war in the Middle East. Last year, I think it was Russia-Ukraine, I believe, for the most part.
Bring the baseline back around again.
You know, like how they say in the World Cup, they have like every year the winner has already been picked. There's that post that says with the winners, the guy who's predicting what countries are gonna win the World Cup. I would be surprised to see if the states have like a list like that for certain wars or whatever, or the world. So like 2025, we're gonna have Russia, Ukraine. 2026, we're gonna have Middle East. We're gonna have Middle East on that list most of the time. And maybe like 2050, we're gonna have aliens. But it's crazy. The kid who won the, I wasn't really following the World Cup too much, but there was a kid who was playing for Spain, right? The youngest kid to win the World Cup, or to like help assist a country win the World Cup. And the probability of him winning the lottery, or his family winning a lottery when he was really small, to have that photo shoot with Messi, where Messi was bathing him, to then later him playing in the World Cup with Messi and then winning it. It's like insane, statistically speaking, right? Like should it's so improbable that those things would line up like that. So improbable. I saw this guy like on TikTok. He has like simplest video of him and it has like 40 million likes. Like, holy, it's the World Cup. You got 4 billion people watching that. You got 8 billion people in the world. It's insane. It is just insane to get to such a level of proficiency in a field that you love, you know, like in this case, football. That's how you always gotta take pride in your work, you know, like usually you don't ever achieve anything if you don't actually care. If you don't actually show up and put that work in. That's his name, Lamine Yamal. What a G. What a G. What a G. It's just, for me, statistically speaking, it's just impossible. The volume is kind of slowing down here slightly. The initial pushes were fine. I hope it just doesn't hold this range. Now we're just extended the range here. We're like 130. 130 from the lows. I got lows here and the highs here. Is that a Spain team full of young players that they may have many years to dominate? That means it's curtains for Germany, because Germany population is mostly elderly. It's all rigged. Entertainment company, bread and circus. Where did I hear that? Bread and circus. That if you feed the masses bread and you give them a circus, they'll remain happy even though you oppress them. I heard somewhere. I heard that somewhere. It's like Greek philosophy. Let's give them football. Keep them happy. So I don't feel anything that I missed the World Cup. I didn't watch one game. Gotta stay focused. But I watched like the performances though. Speed, I Show Speed, Justin Bieber, the Hallelujah, kind of bringing down the vibes. Is that like pretty good halftime show? I've never seen that with a World Cup. Like it felt like a Super Bowl, kind of like an event. Tom Cruise was there at some point. Thought he was gonna say soccer, but he said football. I'm sure his PR team was like, say football, don't say soccer. Man's tried hard. But yeah, that halftime show was pretty good. We're gonna have our own Super Bowl here on the charts. I'm up like 40%, so that's my World Cup. That's my World Cup right here. See if we can keep pushing it. We have about how many more? One more week of July. All right, so I'm not seeing that the price wants to move directionally right now. We got like resistance here. We got resistance, 25k. We're not seeing much commitment at this point. I would love that to have been the liquidity grab to come down. But look at the 5 minute boom boom, little accumulation, barcoding. Well, most football fans were not impressed by the water breaks. Wasn't it something like they are introducing the water breaks for they can advertisements so they can put ads in? So America showed them showed the FIFA the World Cup now like a way to keep monetizing with those water breaks. You know, to have like I think an advertising on the banner, you know, the banner on the side of the pitch. I don't know how much it costs. They're pretty expensive ads, like those banners as well, like in Formula One, having your advertising on the vehicle. They run up to hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's why when you streak the World Cup, you might get banned from ever going to it again, but streak the World Cup with like a shirt on that says TFX Concepts. Man, it's worth the ban. Because I think advertising is so expensive in those sports. It's worth streak Formula One and the World Cup. Fuck it. I think you run up to like millions too. Like if you get your logo maybe on the driver's helmet or like on an important area in the car, probably run up. And the fine is way less than what you're going to advertise. What you would pay for advertising. Yeah, profitable business to me. This year I'll streak it. Next year Woods is gonna streak it. The year after that Frankie's gonna streak it. Just keep getting new people to streak it. Did anybody do it this year? Because we're kind of like waiting here. Still waiting for a move. Vitaly, the Russian YouTuber, was banned from the World Cup. He invaded the pitch advertising his channel, Vitaly TV. What happened to Vitaly? Ever since he got arrested in Thailand, or that country he went to, he just disappeared. I like the Fuzi comeback. I like Fuzi comebacks was like quite positive, but Vitaly, man, that guy, don't know what's going on there. Fuzi comeback was pretty dope. That's what happens when you focus on just motivating people positively. You know, and Fuzi did that with his gym, right? His gym work. I think like at the end of the day, that's all that we get. It's just elevation. Elevating people through also making yourself better. So we got what, like 100k delta. Not looking too appetizing at the moment. Gotta still wait for something appetizing over here. You know, we gotta wait for some kind of liquidity grab or some kind of a structure, because I see for now it is V-shape reversing. So you see, like prior to the New York Open, we had this huge move and then a correction, and now it's probably gonna maybe even set up within this area here. Then that becomes the range, right, from here to here maybe. I would still kind of want to see sells if it can come down. Or like actually here, I think it will be maybe something gonna set up here. It's like 22 pip range. Very interesting. Very interesting. Freaky Friday has not yet started. We have not yet started Freaky Friday. You see what it's doing right now? This is whiplashing. On the 5-minute here, you could say I had like barcode like this with like a bunch of wick. You got like massive wick here. Basically doing some psychological work on people. I think what most people are going to be looking at on gold at this very moment is this area. They're going to be looking at potential buys above here and then some sells below the support, because that's the range. So it's whiplashing beforehand. It might actually even give like a sooner entry here potentially before the breakdown over here. But if you know a 5-minute candle just breaks like this, that would be more risky because it might pull back up. So you need like a candle to come down, close bearish, and then the next candle to do something like that. The next 5-minute. I think it's just this. Since we formed our resistance there, it's gonna do this. And then come down like this. Or it's gonna do that, then break above the high. And I think once it does this, once it creates that support over here, then things are gonna become a lot more interesting on the order flow front. Then we're gonna start to see a little bit more excitement coming in before the move. See, now that the next candle is gonna come up, or it should. This should close like pretty strong like this. The next one should close up like that. That's why I think should happen. Yeah, that should happen. It just comes straight down. It's a little bit less predictable, like this. But you know it's good because we got this liquidity grab confluence area. So if we're looking for a sell, then we have that zone. We have liquidity. We have resistance. Right over here, some rejection wicks. Let's see, it's already starting to crack below 40.55. See, orders are starting to come in a little bit more. Get a little bit more excited here, market participants. As you can see, the only issue, it's not really set up yet. And it's also doing more of an absorption than anything because there's still a lot of buyer aggression in the market right now. So that's not lining up. So that leads me to believe there's going to be like a little bit of a suspicious move. Like possibly even fake out, but we'll see. Right now, I wouldn't be too keen on the sell at this very moment. I gotta like wait a bit, I think. If it sells off, it's gonna be like an earlier sell. Oh, y'all seen this? I think I never noticed this before. Oh, okay, never mind. There's the order flow is coming back in. Yeah, these are those moments where it's super easy to miss a move because everything can shift so quickly. Wait, but this gotta like pull up though. I still need like some kind of like a support being formed here. You see this pull up? I would love to see a bit of absorption from the like absorb the buyers as it pulls up. But what I want to show you, like, there's a new update here, it seems, on TradingView. I've never noticed this before. There's an anchor here. When you hit the anchor, it stays on the screen there, like this. But when you take off the anchor, it says where you dropped it. Never noticed that before. Yeah, I mean, like it's trying to break already. A bit too early for me. Although I do love the resistance points right here. So we do have like some resistance areas here, some nice confluence, liquidity grab, kind of like moving downwards a step. I do really like the idea of that. But it's still not yet confirmed me the sell. So if it doesn't come back and if it doesn't do an absorption play and break these lows, most likely just gonna try and break above and then look to fill this range, like 30 pips. I see it's just on a minor liquidity grab on the 1 minute there too.
Chasing Pips official has become a member.
Now it's starting to get interesting. Because price has got to move eventually, right? Now it's starting to get a bit more interesting. Seeing a little bit more orders coming in. As structure. You see, like the thing is, you see how it's working with the structure and the order flow. Hey, welcome, Chasing Pips. Let's go. Welcome to the TFX tribe. All right. So yeah, we're about to like shoot above right now. We just did a liquidity grab. You can see it on the 5-minute as well. Down there. See that 5-minute? Okay, let's go on the 5-minute. That's our 5-minute liquidity grab down here. 5-minute liquidity grab down over here. Correct? So now we're starting to get a bit of direction. Order flow looking good. We're at what, 500K now. Oh, damn. I almost got in. Holy. Wait, I'm going to get in here on the flip. Did y'all manage to secure something? How much? Oh, no, it didn't push that much. It did not push that much. $756K. Hourly's flipping as well. We should be getting a push here soon. Hourly is being a doji. A little bit indecisive. So at this point, I wouldn't be looking for any sells whatsoever. Until the order flow maybe starts to flip. Alright, I got triggered in on that round. Got my stop right below the candle. I'm gonna risk like around $500. Got like $500 in this move. See if we can get like 1,600. 1,000. 1,300. I'll probably put my stop loss to break even here. Or should secure something? Should we secure it? Oh, how much time we got? This is 5-minute, about to close in 2 minutes. Oh, I might get stopped. My entry is actually somewhere a little bit above. I got stopped out of BRE right there. Maybe I should have secured something. Oh, we should be pushing up though. That's the thing. That's why I'm wondering why we're fluctuating here a little bit. We should be pushing. We should be pushing. Why it's pulling back down? Because our hourly is flipping up. It's still pretty fresh there on the hourly. And we also got like a little bit of a shotgun play to the upside too. There's a bit of knowing that it pulled down like that. because I see we have loads of confluence to keep moving up, even how it broke above this high. It's like a shotgun play to fill this wick. So it's like 40, 40, 61. Because right here, it's in distribution mode. We're about to get a new 5-minute open. Where would the next buy zone be? The new 5-minute open here. Because everything else is looking quite nice. Everything else is looking quite bullish. Structure-wise, there are just some key levels that price would really need to get through. Unfortunately, like you see here on the 5-minute, it's got these levels on the left-hand side, which can give it like a bit of trouble. Here and here. I just keep monitoring it. This looks like it's struggling a little. It wants to move up, but it's struggling a little. It just came back into the range to see if it can grab any more orders on here. See, it's trying to grab more orders, trying to break back. It's trying to break above these levels. Nice little SMA as well, holding price. Almost getting a, what do you call, like a kiss of death right here. You got a kiss of death right here, SMA crossover. Trying to get through this level, but we'll see if it can. Because you see, Delta right now, it's still moving up. 1.1 mil. Hourly still being a doji. You see, it's still a little bit indecisive, right? We're in the second half of this hourly candle. And you can see it's still pretty small. It hasn't yet picked a direction. That's kind of the issue that I would say like would be an issue to be dealing with here. We haven't yet seen it pick a direction. That's why I usually secure something, you know. I usually look to secure my trades because most of the time I would rather like have just a profitable trade remain a profitable trade. Also, risk to reward wise on that was already like a 1 to 2. Yeah, I'm gonna keep monitoring it. Yeah, it is a little bit lower. I think it's because of the way the structure is right here. It's because of the way the structure is. It's a bit of like what do we call a delicate situation. How long am I going to do this? Only 1 more year or more? No, I'm going to be doing this for a very long time. Trading is that thing that you don't just stop trading, right? It's hard to just stop trading, especially when you put in the work to become consistent. Very rarely will someone just stop doing it. It's even if you don't even become consistent, you'll never unsee the charts. You'll never unsee the potential that there is in the markets. So we've been doing this for around we've been streaming. We've been doing this live here since 2023, September 2023. So you see, if you go on the journal in the description box, this 2024. 2025. I've been trading since 2020, but we've been doing it on social media for like since 2023. in 2026 so far. So yeah, man, I don't think I'm gonna stop anytime soon, to be honest, you know. I think you sacrifice too much to get good at something to ever stop. Like there's a lot of sacrifices that are made, so you don't make them like not make sense. A lot of freaking sacrifices. People only see the profitability. They only see that at the end. They don't see the journey. So unfortunately, it is what it is. But it's definitely not easy, you know. It's definitely not easy. I think it's gonna set up here again. This is what, like 38 pip range. So I want to see price come up, boom, retest this high, come back down, maybe, and then see could get like another buy. But it's whiplashing, correct? It's still kind of whiplashing. And the kind of giveaway here was the wicks. So if you notice how the wicks are building, look at these wicks. It's showing us that the market is getting into whiplash. So we gotta avoid the whips. How can we avoid these whips? By securing profits if you get a profitable trade, or waiting. Just wait until you get a clear signal. So I'm gonna look at this range. I think I'll give it like one more try if I see anything interesting. Call it a day, win or loss. Next to you. Thanks. There we go. That's a support being formed. Keep an eye on this level. You're gonna try and create some structure here. If it genuinely wants to move up, it should stay in this area for a bit more. I would say like to create a very nice structure for the break. Ah, I see what's going on. This has been the fake out above here. I'm still looking for buys, but this has been the fake out above here. That's created that little mini head and shoulders. Here, here, and here. That's why this volume's pushing to the downside. So that whole area here, that had been the fake out. Because, you know, still people holding positions within those breakouts. You have like bigger stop losses, especially like below those levels. Something like that. Below like a support area like this. See, the issue here is like, again, New York session has not yet picked a direction, so it can be very difficult to be already in a winning trade. This candle is only about like 10 pips. Candlestick volume on the hourly. Wow, Goldie. There's a very minor shotgun potential here. But there's just not much room. Something like 10 pips. 5 minutes about to close. That's a 5-minute close and break and retest. Retest of this area here. But you see, it's just difficult for, even like if it sells now, there's just so much more bullish bias that this would just be an early sell for me. So it only become clear once we at least start to move down a bit more. Somewhere like here. I started to break below the low. This is gonna be that 5-minute breakout. The initial one that we were anticipating before. Maybe just took a little bit more time today for New York session direction to come in. Macro fundamentals bearish on gold. Keep this at the back of your head as price is moving down. But I think I would wait. I would at least wait for maybe like this 5-minute here to close in 2 minutes. Because it's a bit extended, right? It already just broke here, distributed about 26 pips. I'll wait a bit longer. Early entry, Delta flipped from 1 million down to 300. But remember, like, on the 5-minute, this is that zone. Again, this is that zone where we're trying to crack. So you think about this like just one big candlestick, right? If this one big candle here is a doji, we're still waiting to see if it can move away from being a doji after accumulating a lot of volume here and then start to push down. Barely even started. Come on, Freaky Friday. Can we get a Freaky Friday? Freaky Friday has not yet started, chat. The only key moves that we had today was the buys that, the buy we took this morning. My position right over here. That was only the buy we took this morning here. And then price moved up. Correct? And then price moved bullish after that buy. It moved up. That's it. That's it. Like since that area here, we kind of started leveling out again. You see this? Now we're like flattening it out. So now we're waiting for the Freaky Friday candle. Whether it's going to do this, and then we can have like some kind of a movement like what we had here, but like also to the downside. That's why I said like Freaky Friday has not yet started. I reckon it's going to start somewhere around here by like 40, 50, 51. If it decides to sell off. But you see, the thing is like these buyers are super aggressive right now. They're so aggressive. The buyers are so aggressive. So aggressive. Look at the 5-minute here. But you see, it's the thing is caught in a chop. This whole range, a little bit unpredictable until we start to get some form of structure. Which we're kind of lacking now. Even on the 1 minute, we're lacking it, unfortunately. Whiplashing. So I don't want to get involved until this flips here. So we can see at least maybe negative 200k would be good. 200k plus. Buy now. I'm not taking the sell yet. I know I got it drawn up here, but I'm not getting in yet. I'm just monitoring it because the seller aggression can step in at any moment. So you see this move up was a bit of an absorption, right? Because we were going 700k and then it came down. I mean, it was reducing. All right, we got 2 minutes, 20 seconds for a 5-minute closure. So let me just move this for now. Sellers are about to take control. We're about to take control here. Shout out to Canadians in the chat. We're about to have a sell. That's why I said I'm gonna give it like one more shot. Not to overtrade Freaky Friday because when we get our confirmations, we should be able to move away from this area here. If he gives me a confirmation, if he gives me a trade execution and it doesn't move from this zone, like most likely we end up staying here a little bit longer. And it's already been about 48 minutes since the New York session opened, so not sure. The next time the volume's coming in is probably going to be NYSE. Why are you good at trading? I always get impulsive and ruin my wins. By setting yourself rules. That's it. You gotta follow your rules. Maybe you stick to taking 1 to 3 trades per day. Having a playbook. A simple one at that. A simple playbook that you can actually follow. So it doesn't lead to, you know, no analysis paralysis. And at the end of the day, you gotta be disciplined, right? You have to be disciplined enough to follow your rules, because if you don't, you're subconsciously telling yourself that it's okay to betray yourself. So that's like a really big problem with trading, because it leads to things like bad discipline, will lead to like over trading, over risking, and it happens to everybody. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be at least 90% psychology. 90% psychology every month. And really look and see how can you keep your losing trades low so your wins outshine your losing positions. Because you can't control the win, right? Like if it goes in our favor, awesome. But we can't control the stop loss. All the time we're going to control where the stop loss is, how much we can risk on the stop loss. And then repetitive, what do you call, like, you always got to look at every day. This is something we talk about heavily on the channel. I'm not sure if you just joined today, but for example, like every day going to give you a different type of a model, right? You see like this from the trade that we took this morning. This is like a sample. Think of trading like this. This is a sample. So whenever you're looking for your best setups, let's say you want to do a challenge or passive funding account, look for a sample like this. Look for a day like this, right? Where it's like pretty straightforward. You see this volume. Look at the size of these candlesticks. Yeah, price came down. We have clean traffic. This all in the 5 minute. So we're not going to overanalyze like all that time frames. We're just going to look at the 5 minute, for example, right? And then you can see there's a pretty good probability if you break above here, that price is going to move towards that next resistance point. Correct? So this is just one sample. It's just one sample of a potential trade you're going to get. And when you want to be careful, you're looking for this. Right? So this is how you initially start to build some kind of a consistency when you approach the market with some kind of a caution. And now you see the difference. Now let me take you here. What do you notice here? You see even that gut feeling. That gut feeling is telling you that something happening here, it's not so clean. It's not, even if you don't know exactly your playbook or what you're looking for, if you know how to read naked charts, you can feel that this is not, like, you can see the wicks, right? You can see a bunch of wicks over here. You can see how it's like faking out a lot, and it's like, it's just moving sideways. It's not so clean. It's not so nice like this. And like every day is going to be different. Like if you see the way we traded on the whole week, if you watch the previous streams, we've been talking about this. So today on a Friday, this has actually been the hardest market, I would say, market condition we've gotten all week. Like so far this week, I would say it's been pretty straightforward, right? But today it's slightly a bit different because we're already 50 minutes into NY and we're still not moving anywhere. The hourly is still a doji. But since we know this, for most people trying to be extra careful, the best thing to do is just not to trade. If you're trying to get like wins behind you and build some confidence so you can at least make a weekly withdrawal. You know, it's if you at least try and focus just 1 week to be so disciplined that you execute on let's say TFX confirmations. If you're going to be using TFX concepts, just be so disciplined to wait for the TFX breakouts or the shotgun plays in these type of market conditions where it's like flowing a lot better. And trust, man, by the end of the week, if you haven't been getting withdrawals, if you haven't been having a good progress, I can guarantee by the end of this week, your P&L will look stable. It'll look a lot stable. Whether that's going to be, you're going to be ending with a profitable trades or maybe close to break even, but it's going to look a lot more stable as you keep like paper trading these type of days, getting used to them, because these are going to be more impulsive, you know. These are like a lot more impulsive days where like people get trapped in bad market conditions. And then before you know it, you might be in here for the next 2 hours and only to realize that price hasn't even gone anywhere. Like, for example, I remember back in 2020 when I was still learning how to hold runners, this is exactly what I told myself, which is a funny thing. Now, 6 years later, and I'm showing this as an example to somebody, but at the time, I didn't fully understand this, but I did understand that when price came down and created a range like this, and then created a structure, that gave me a good opportunity for a runner. Correct? That's all that I knew. So I used to stay up like for the Asia session and monitor exactly this pattern right here. And guess what? I increased my chances of learning how to hold runners just by waiting for that specific market condition. All right, chat. I might be looking for a buy here because I'm seeing the structure has been formed. Maybe like start breaking about somewhere around here. We do have somewhat of a structure. Now the question is, are we gonna actually get the volume? Gotta remove the sell zone for now. I think it might be, you see this structure here, it may be a reversal play from these sellers. Because you see, there was also TFX confirmation on these sells. That was the fake out above here. That's a fake out. You had a bit of a head and shoulders. And then it broke the distribution. That's why you're seeing a big push. Because it started triggering sell orders over here. So if price comes down, creates a support, and then breaks back above, there's a chance we're coming to retest seller stop losses. Like you see, like from here, because seller stop losses could even be above this structural high right here. So typically, as we always say, like when price struggles within an entry like this, because you always want to play the devil's advocate and think about that your enemy, in this case, if it's a seller and you want to buy, think about how their positions are layered. Right, so right now it's beautiful for them. It seems like it's going to profit. But if it started going against them, typically that's how a losing trade feels like, correct? Like you all have been in trades before and you understand, like when price does something like this and then starts to come up, how would you feel about that trade? Most of the time you feel like it's going to be a losing trade. The problem is we don't do anything about it. So instead of risking less here, we're kind of going to confirm the break. We have hope that maybe that it's going to continue in our direction. But you see, that's what I'm thinking. We might still have it able to get a push right here. But if we don't get back up there, we still need to push around like 44 more pips. Then I'm still monitoring this low right here. If we break below 40.50. Hey, Kinity G, thank you for the sub. Welcome to the squad. For the culture, no judgments. Why don't you hold runners, only shotguns? Well, I tried holding a runner here. Now you see what happened. I was up like 1,300 and then back to break even. That's why I don't like holding runners. If I can already see, you know, the thing is, it's a number. If someone gave you $1,000 cash, you're gonna take it. Because it's a number, sometimes you feel like you're gonna push that number. Correct? So I always assume that that I'm getting paid that in cash. So I would rather take the K. I'd rather take the K. You see, like here, I try holding it because everything was lining up beautifully. Correct? But you see, it came back to break even. And also, I like to hold the easy trades. The trades which just push. So that's what I thought this was going to be. Like a trade which just can keep pushing. Those are much easier to hold. like we took yesterday. Yesterday's trade, I wanted to secure around 1,000, I think 1,500, but I secured 2,000 something on yesterday's trade because I was like an easy runner. Like even this morning's trade, that was an easy runner. I wanted to secure 2K, it secured 3K. Easy runner. Lots of confluences lining up here. Genuine big push. You see this? But you see also what happened? Because if price moved up like 74 pips, and let's say I just wanted to hold the whole range, most probably by 74 pips, my stops are going to be 2 break even. So if I was going to be greedy, yes, price would have gone in my direction, but it would have like hit me at break even. Because it tends to like to balance, those areas before giving the push. So like if I got like a position go, let's say like 2%, most probably I'm gonna secure it. Oh no! Wait. Oh, I just missed my entry. Oh, damn, Daniel. Damn, Daniel. Man. I just missed my entry here explaining that to y'all. Alright. Maybe I could have secured something right here. I could have gotten away with maybe $1,000. Same thing that happened here. And did someone take it? Daniel. That's for the better. Rejected. Yeah, but I think this time I would have secured it. I would have probably taken it. But yeah, at least it rejected, so it don't feel too bad, right? It doesn't feel too bad. If it was a bomber clot, oh man, that would have hurt. That would have hurt if it just kept moving up. Not too bad, not too bad. Not too bad. It's hard to say what would have happened now. Whether I'd have actually broken even or secured something. It's hard to say in hindsight. But for sure TPs were hit. That I know for sure. Potential TPs were hit. So you see the order flow is starting to shift. Maybe we're going to use that liquidity grab confluence. Maybe it happened for the better. Sometimes when you miss moves, it's also for the better. People always say, oh, you know, I missed this move, I missed that move. But I'll tell people, like, you never really miss a move. Because the next move is around the corner. We just got a fat liquidity grab here on the 5 minute. But yeah, it is surprising though. It is quite surprising that that New York hasn't yet moved. And we should be having NYSE open in, I think, 30 minutes. Hey, Johnny Bitcoin, welcome to the squad. Thank you for the sub. Macro gold fundamentals bearish. I think I'm gonna wait like 1 minute for this candle here to close, because I'm about to get a new 5 minute open. But I like that little liquidity grab here on the 5, and we're heading towards the tail end of the accumulation now too. That overall accumulation from here. So you got potential sells below. See 5 minute. Like 20 more seconds for candle there to close. We're about to get the New York session move, I believe now. Top loss going to break even. I'm gonna secure it. 1,400 bucks. Let's go. Beautiful. Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take it. Make sure you secure some, guys. Beautiful trade. Let's go. Freaky Friday dubs. Amazing. Very well done. Very well done.
Something close to genius. Well, when he's around, you've always
1,630. Awesome. Kind of what I wanted from the other trade too. 1,630. It took time. This volume took time. I'm not sure why it took so long today. But you see it like coming in now as well. Look at that activity. Because we're breaking up the overall accumulation point right here. That's why that volume is coming in. So now I'm up 4,700 bucks, which is 4,700. So I'm up around 9.4%. Amazing. And all it took was just to be patient. I knew it wouldn't hold. It's hard for me to hold, man. It's hard for me to hold. The story of my life right here. I can't hold. I just can't do it. I think I'm just genetically wired to be a scalper. I can't hold. But I was already up like... I was already up a 1 to 2 plus. But you know, if you hold, awesome. If you hold, awesome. Very good. Very good. Then now we're down -2 mil. Insane. And I told Frankie yesterday, let Fridays be a holding day. Why not hold, Vic? It's always like that. I told Frankie, let me just hold on Fridays. At least once. But I'm too greedy. I think that's my problem. I'm just too greedy. Like when I see profit, I just want to win. I just want to win. Let's see. So that puts the monthly P&L here. 45.66. 45.66%. Awesome. Very nice. Sui. Holy. This has like been the true second trade of the day. You see, you got this bomberclad here this morning. Another bomberclad here this morning. Now we got another bomberclad here as well. Hey, Ahmed, thank you for the sub, man.
Bomboka!
Yeah, there we go. Now you see people awake here finally. That's negative 2.7 mil. Bomb clots everywhere. I want to go watch the Odyssey today. I'm gonna go my IMAX. I think. Prince Joseph, welcome to the squad. If I just held, why you never hold? It's always like this. Look. But you know, let me tell you something. I'll tell you why that I don't hold, right? I'll tell you the exact reason why that I don't like to hold. So the idea was when I started trading like live accounts. Now everybody's trading funded accounts, right? But back in the old days, we used to trade a live account. We used to work and then put out money in a live account and then just trade our own money. It's like $50, $100, 500, 1,000, didn't matter because we like profits weren't as popular. So the whole idea was like, how can I get stuck into a trade with a huge ability to maximize profits, right? So that was what I was thinking, because if I was trading a small account, I want to be able to have bigger moves so I can make more out of those smaller accounts and trying to like flip them, right? But over the year, I always at the same time knew that this would get me to a point where my account would be big enough that I didn't have to hold anymore. And let me tell you, that is a luxury. It's such a luxury in trading not to need to hold a move. If you look like someone like Elon Musk, right? And how he made hundreds of millions of dollars on Bitcoin. Do you think Elon had a 1 to 10 or 1 to 50 risk to reward? Elon with his capital was able to make hundreds of millions of dollars off even probably a negative risk to reward. Correct? Because in trading, the rich always get richer. And why is that? Because they have a lot more capital to make a lot more money without necessarily putting too much risk on. So that should be your goal at the end of the day. You shouldn't be trading a $50 account as if you're going to be trading that same style when, let's say, you're making one trade $10,000. I don't think that your psychology as well may like necessarily adapt to it, because that's why the reason why people, when they do like prop firms, those big numbers affect them. And just because they're seeing so much profit, they're not able to trade the way they were trading on a smaller account. So trust me, if you got to find yourself a system where less is more, then that's going to be the best, right? Because it's a lot easier to remain consistently profitable swimming from point A to point B like this, rather than always trying to do point A to point B like this. But you know, it's just funny because this strategy that I use, TFX concepts, it gives me these moves, right? Although I know it happens, although like you're a lot more comfortable here. I feel a lot more comfortable here. That's how I'm able to keep my monthly P&L up. And also your psychology feels so much better when you secure something. You feel so much better. Just secure something. So we got options. You know, the good thing about this too is whenever I'm in a losing streak or like I'm struggling, if I take a big loss, then I know I have to hold. But at least I have the option. Some people don't even have the option. Like if I'm just being brutally honest, some people's systems don't even give them the option. But I know, like you see this in my previous trades right here. I know, say your strategy is same to Roger Bank. No, I don't think so. Roger doesn't trade the 1 minute. But look at this. When you have enough of this data, when you have all this data of all your trades, like when you take picture of all your trades and you see the potential for them to run, whenever I get like a losing streak or like I take a big loss, man, I know that Bombaclat trade is just around the corner, so I can make it back. So, you know, that's such a huge luxury, because sometimes I'm down like maybe let's say 9%. I can be down 9% like rarely, but I think this year I've been down like 10K twice. This year I've been down like 10K twice. This year, you know, already in like Q3. But 2 times I was down 10K. But all I knew was that Bombaclat trade, the running trade, is just around the corner. So it's a huge luxury to know this and to have this data as well. Because you don't have to grind. You know, when you have like a big drawdown, grinding out of the drawdown sometimes can be it can be draining on psychology, because you want to be making profit for the month. You want to keep making profit for the month. So you always want to have like this type of data with your system, so you don't take trades based off like wishful thinking. Like this. Even yesterday's trade was a Bombaclat. Now you can like get stuck in here. What risk reward is that even? That's ridiculous. This is a, let's go on risk reward. That's a 1 to 13 risk reward. But let's say you like give your trade a little bit more room, right? Let's say you just give like 16 pips. They're like 16 pips. That's a 1 to 4. They're like 20 pips. Let's say you just like give a bit more room. Still pretty decent. The 1 to 3.24. It kind of depends on what you're trying to achieve. Are you trying to flip an account? Are you trying to make back a loss? That's what kind of decides a bigger hold. Do I trade funded on my own money? I trade my own money. It's good. It's good to trade your own money if you can trade your own money. Especially if you're already having the skill and you can get funded and build your own capital. That should always be the goal, because you're going to have a lot more control with like a regulated broker than a funded broker who is backed by a regulated broker. Most of the time, I feel like they're still a bit sketchy, right? There's still a huge conflict of interest. But if you got a live account with like a genuine, well-reputable broker, I think like, for example, IC don't have a funding program. My broker doesn't have a funding program, ScopeMarkets. So they're just more of a broker to just help you get in the market. You can grow that live account. But fundeds are beautiful. Fundeds are beautiful. They're beautiful for getting you started. Now it's coming down. So this is the next. This is going to be the next move right here. You have 100 pip range to the downside. So this is why that guy said I trade like Raja Banks. I know this. I know where this mentality is coming from. Because you see something like this and you've seen him talk about clean traffic and clean ranges. But you see, the thing is, like, Roger didn't invent the clean traffic or the clean range. This has been happening since the market was being tradable here, or you can see it on TradingView. Even before TradingView, this already existed. You see, the whole idea behind trading is like you have to have areas. This has always been existed, right? Like you've always had an accumulation before, and you've always had a breakout. Correct? You've always had times in the market where price moved up like this, and then mirrored that area clean the same way like this too. So we're not here to reinvent the wheel. We're here to look and see what works and keep what works in our systems to give us a better edge. So you see, like that for sure is something a lot of traders actually pay attention to. Clean traffic or low traffic areas, or some people call them even imbalances, I think. There could be like some weird imbalance over here people are going to draw into, because it's a pretty obvious situation. You see it like right here as well. How price came down, boom, 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 came down, moved sideways, and then moved up, mirroring this move. It's essentially the same thing that happened here. However, this one was not as clean as this one, but it's just flipped. This is a move down, consolidate and move up. This is just, move up, consolidate and move down. But you see here, traders are going to pay real close attention to 40-45 now, you're going to see. And we can already see we're having some reactions as well. A couple of rejection wicks. But this is essentially a speed bump. This is essentially a speed bump for price to keep moving down. That's all that it is. And you see on the other time frames, on the 15-minute, looks pretty good. 30-minute, looking pretty smooth. 1 hour, beautiful. 1 hour can even come down further, down towards these lows by 40.22. 4 hour. This is a imbalance, like even this can be looked like as an imbalance for some people because of the way the candlestick moved up so aggressively. Look at this. When a candle move up like that, sometimes the next candle will want to fill some of that imbalance you can think of as well before it continues to move up. Correct? Even opened and blasted up even without a bottom wick. But you see, the thing about gold at the moment is gold technically should be moving down like this because DXY interest rate hikes are happening in September. That outlook is already pushing the price of gold down. And yeah, I think that's what I'm going to be expecting for the rest of this quarter. Even look at the previous quarter. I came down like this. But this is heavily driven by macros when you start getting on this higher time frames. Right? So we're beyond the bull run right now. We're expecting more further downside as the year comes to a close. Unless something changes. But we don't speculate. We just... We base our decisions here off of data. Whether that's going to be order flow right over here. You all see how this order flow works, right? You all see how it works. You see how the bubbles. Right? Let's talk about the bubbles for a minute. You see how the bubbles increase when volume is coming in. That's not an accident. That's not an accident. You see how the aggression increases as our hourly picks a direction. It's not an accident. This is DX feed. Right? So this is like some solid data here that we're using. Just the same way when we're going to use the CME FedWatch tool. This is some solid data over here that we're using. And it says in September, we're having an 80% hike potential on the DXY. Right? This is data. And then you come and investigate this. Okay, so if we're expecting the dollar to strengthen, what's the DXY doing? You go on the DXY and look at this. DXY is already pricing in. It's pricing in the interest rate hikes that are going to come in September already. And look at what the DXY is doing. Another thing, look at what the DXY is doing and what that I explained to you here. Gold was doing. You see this? This is gold on the right-hand side. Look at this. And look at the DXY. Is there a difference? There's no difference. This is what we call like TFX concepts. We focus on how that the market moves, right? So there's a pretty high probability here that after this accumulation and with the rate hikes that the DXY is going to start moving up. So tune into the stream, guys. We'll look at this again in September, and then we're going to be like, oh wow, man, that's so awesome. That's so awesome over here. But this is a higher time frame play, so it's going to take time. So there's like accumulation, then it's going to break out. It's going to come up here. Just the same way gold did this morning on the buy that we took. And you see, because we already know this, when we take the position, we feel confident about that position. Correct? We feel confident about that position. I followed several gurus from 2017. I can confidently say you're among the top 1%, if not the best. Thank you, thank you, thank you for that. Very, very humbling comment. Very humbling comment. Yeah, but I think we're all on the same page. Write a 1 in the chat if we're on the same page. If this is making sense to you, because this is basically the fundamental aspects to my system, right? It's a very fundamental aspect of my system. It's literally how we just caught the last trade, and this is gonna happen over and over and over again. I've been trading for 6 years now. I have not seen that change. Going into my 7th year, I have not seen that change. And you see, the reason we wrote FOMO here is because institutions are going to be squeezed into buying soon, right? So as price continues to move up, because you see institutions, we're all looking at the same numbers. We're all looking at that 80% rate hike probability in September. All the banks, all of us, we're all looking at that information. Unless there's some insider trading going on, that's the information that we have. So as price starts to move up, we might see they're going to be forced to buy. Because usually they get in sooner, because what we call them as market makers, right? So in September's FOMC, we're already going to be most likely somewhere around here. And you see again what I mentioned? Speed bump. Correct? See how it's reacting off that level? Because this is a super important level here that the buyers want to hold. Because if we get through 40.45, you see how it's reacting right now. If we get through 40.45, then the buyers, they know the risk of price closing like this, that they're going to give away more gains potentially. Because there's not much defenses. You can think of like a defense game, right? There's not much defense on this side for this move to come down. So they're gonna really try and hold this line over here. Just the same way this happened. Once the buyers lost control of this region, the sellers lost control of this region, there was not much defense standing in the way for price to mirror that move. So now the best thing to do is to wait. Because what essentially is happening at this point now is we're creating structure for price to potentially continue to move down or to move up. But remember, at the same time, the market doesn't like to leave people in profit for too long. So what I'm asking myself is, when are we going to balance this area out and like tap into it before we even continue to move down bearish? We don't have to necessarily, but that's just something at the back of my head. But it could also just create the structure here like this and then just break the lows and then continue to sell off. So gotta wait. Gotta wait. But this candle, man, you don't want to buy this candle. You do not want to buy this candle. This is still moving down. There's just a speed bump. So if we're gonna put like some labeled charts here, that's a high. This is a low. This is what we're gonna call the consolidation zone. This was consolidation zone at inception, because essentially that was the main break, correct? That was the main break because there's a huge area. Basically all the way from here to here. It's a huge freaking zone. So that's the consolidation at inception. Now we're getting continuation here. So it came down. It came down. It paid out those sellers. It's creating structure here. So you have another point. So this essentially is the same thing this is. Right? It's smaller and it's happening more as a continuation. Right? But you need some confirmations. You need some confirmations. Like a break of a low. A little bit structure. For me, what I would typically like to see is some kind of a support to be formed. Right there first. And then break the low. Because, man, like once people get stuck in. Let's say people get stuck into a position like this, right? And let's say now it goes in your favor. So as it's going on your favor, you're looking on the left-hand side and thinking, man, where's this thing gonna go? Look at where it can go. Look at where it can go. You're gonna fill this parabolic move to the upside. Potentially mirror that move parabolically downwards too. Potentially. But you always want to secure something. You know, even like if you gotta have like a range like this. Like you see even in this morning's trade, we still had like a huge range. A huge range above 40.32. Doesn't mean you gotta hold it all. Secure something. 1%, 2%. Just get paid. Yes, sir. But I'm going to head out here, guys. Hope you all had an amazing week. And we'll see you next week again during pre-NY into NY Open. That's 7 a.m. Eastern to 8 a.m. Eastern to 9 a.m. Eastern. Right? And let's do it over and over again. Because remember, guys, this is going to happen over and over and over and over again. So I'll see you guys next week. Enjoy your weekend and adios. Take care.
Don't even need no conversation. No way we're moving, it's a situation. Girl, we connected like a constellation. Two stars on the floor tonight. Stars on the floor tonight. It's automatic, I feel it too. It's like telepathic how I move with you. Can't no one touch us, girl, too smooth. Yeah, over time, I can tell that our stars align. Them boys ain't there, yeah, I keep it. I know you know it too. It's just something we do. And tonight's like it's just you and I. Ain't no stress, we survive. Don't even need no conversation. No way we're moving, it's a situation. Girl, we connected like a constellation. Two stars on the floor tonight. Stars on the floor tonight.
Talk to you. I've been bogged down, nowhere to crawl now. I be looking for a good mood. I've been trying to shake a bad day. I've been running through the rat race. Head got a case of brown now. But you looking like a vibe check. Eyes wet, let me flip that little frown down. Hit my line when you running through the town now. We don't even need no conversation. The way you moving, it's a situation. And we connected like the constellations. 2 stars on the floor tonight. 2 stars on the floor tonight. It don't require no contemplation. Do it without it with no hesitation. We shine just like a constellation. 2 stars on the floor tonight. Stars on the floor tonight. I be floating to the feeling all lost. Take a risk, pay the cost, and I'm right back in this bitch sauce. One thing I'ma make sure to do, I'ma floss. Show me who you are. She want me plant seed, she the cream of the crop. A nigga like me might sing you about how I'm vibrating, keep the evil apart. Chief of the tribe is belief in my eye. When the doubt come in, then I bleed from the heart. Bleed from the tree in my priest, so I calm down. Yeah, I be trying to keep it calm now, but the snakes on the prowl in my lawn now. I keep a stick move slick with a palm out. She want the glitz and the glam, she deserve it. Every time you bring that ass back around, I make the sass sit down somewhere. I'm keeping it. Yeah.
I know you know where to. That's just something we do. And tonight's like it's just you and I. Ain't no stress, we survive.
Don't even need no conversation. The way we're moving, it's a situation. Girl, we connecting like a constellation. 2 stars on the floor tonight. Stars on the floor tonight. It don't require no contemplation. Do it without it with no hesitation. We shine just like a constellation. 2 stars on the floor tonight. Stars on the floor tonight. Don't even need no conversation. The way we're moving is a situation. Girl, we connected like a constellation.